People, welcome to the podcast Stop Crying Poser, greatest podcast as voted by Burt Reynolds, Gerald Broflovsky, and more. I want to shout out everyone who showed up live. We got Froggy Men, Silhouette, Dream, Streetscape, Solid Socks, Weird Al Spanka, Dick, Dream, Streetscape, Silas, Adam, Alex, and more. Today we have some pretty interesting topics. Maybe not. Maybe some really boring, terrible topics. We also got Cuco in the chat, and I appreciate everyone who showed up live. I just put the notification video on YouTube, so maybe a couple more people will trickle in as the show progresses. I do want to start out today, instead of going straight to the news, we're going to do a trivia question so that you could potentially be the proud owner of a brand new sticker pack shipped directly to you, free of charge. All you had to use was your intellect, your knowledge, or maybe you just use Google. So today's trivia question is, what year was X Games founded? You guys know the old X Games: Bob Burnquist, Tony Hawk, Bucky Lasek, Kerry Getz, Andrew Reynolds, and more. Oh, Eito Yasutoko, Takeshi Yasutoko, and the motocross dudes, Ryan Nyquist. Oh my God. Dream Street Skate says 1997. You're close. You're getting warm. Alex G says 1995. He is the winner. 1995 was when X Games was founded. It's weird how time flies, but it's also not that weird how time flies, because it seems like X Games was something that happened back when, like, fire was invented, right? You guys remember the song? Da na 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 na. They had that shit on ESPN. It seems like it was before I was even born. There's some things in life that seem like they go really quickly, right? It seems like only yesterday I landed my first kickflip on a skateboard, but fucking X Games seems way older than that. I think it's because of how bad the video quality was. They were probably filming that show with VX1000s and whatnot. We've been getting a lot of scooter trolls this past couple days. I know that's gonna very much surprise you guys. I don't know how this happens. I feel like I don't say anything about scooter riders for a period of time, and then they just have to bring me out of retirement. Somebody made this whole video that it's like Ninja Lifestyle Midlife Crisis on Instagram. I've been tagged fucking dozens of times, and whenever people make a video with me the subject of it, scooter riders then leave the comfort of their own Instagrams and start DMing me, and it's fine, not a big deal, people DMing me, but it's weird that it's a bunch of just male men, boys DMing me all at once. I don't know why that became a thing. It's very fucking homoerotic that this many men would all just DM me all at once. And a lot of them are just tagging me in the video. They tag me, then they DM me it, and then they say you're gay. And it's always this weird irony where it's like, well, you are hoping for my attention right now. You're kind of like, you're like that small, like you're at an NSYNC concert and everyone in the front row is like, oh my God, I wish fucking Justin Timberlake would notice me. Maybe I'll DM him and then tag him and then wave my hands in front of him so that hopefully my life can be a little bit greater if this man notices me, a lowly teenage woman at an NSYNC concert. But no, with scooter riding it's different because it's more man-on-man action. That's why the handlebars are there, okay? I think we all know that. They're shaped like dicks. And you like to ride them around like that. It's 2 dicks, 2 hands. That's why God gave scooter riders 2 hands and 2 handlebars. And it just so happens that if you fall down a certain way, you bend down and your mouth is open, accidental blowjob. That's what happens. That's what scooter riding's all about. Hashtag Scoodles. So just be prepared for the trolls. There's going to be a lot of trolls in here today. I bought a shotgun the other day, boys. And I got it for a pretty good price. I got the whole thing, $150. I know if you guys live in Alabama, you can probably get it cheaper than that. But I had to buy it. I walked by it. It said $199, and then it said $50 off. And I was like, whoa, fucking shotgun? For that cheap, god damn it, hell yeah. Then I bought 250 rounds, extra fucking cheap. I've never owned a shotgun. I've shot a million of them, but now I have my own shotgun. It's kind of like a shittier kind of beginner model. It's the Maverick 88 Mossberg. It's what everyone says when they go to the store and they get a really cheap shotgun. That's always what they get. There's no other cheap shotgun out there. It's the cheapest, onlyest one like this. Can't wait to go shoot it. And it's going to come in handy if a bunch of dudes keep trying to slide in my DMs. If you know what I'm saying. So, something I asked on Twitter the other day. I would love to get your guys' thoughts on this. We are skipping the news until the middle here. What do you guys think is worse? Bad customers or bad servers in a restaurant setting? Let me explain to you guys the pros and cons of both. Bad customers are always bad because they're getting something typically for free. They just go in, they order food, and things are being done for you. You are the queen of fucking England, and there's really no reason for you to be mad. Even if the server fucks up your food, they're going to try to figure out a way to fix it. So on one side, there's really no reason ever to be a bad customer. Now, the other side of the coin is there's really no reason to ever be a bad server because you are being paid to be somewhere. It's okay if your life is a little bit miserable because guess what? At the end of the day, you get money. You get legal tender for your services. And sometimes that means you do got to be the punching bag of the world. I used to repair slot machines, as a lot of you guys know. And I had a lot of bad customers. Usually drunk, homeless people who, I used to get this all the time. Somebody would put a dollar bill in a machine and then they would claim it's a 20. And I would open the machine up. I would find a crumpled up, fucked up $1 bill in the bill validator. And I would go, here's your dollar back. And they go, no, I put it at 20. And I'd go, oh, so your 20 just slipped under this crumpled ass homeless $1 bill that matches your fucking jacket and pants, and suddenly I'm just to believe that the validator just the magic bullet of 20s just slipped in and then spit out this crumply $1 bill which smells exactly like you and heroin. And I would get that all the time, and I would always be really polite about it. Everything that I just said was improvised. I would never say anything like that. I would just say, hey, listen, the dollar bill is here, the 20's not there. And then I would also go through the motions. Usually you can put a key and unlock the game to where it will show you every bill that was put in, and it will show you the times. So that I'll say like, hey, there hasn't been a bill inserted in this game for 3 hours. So I don't know what this $20 story is. I got you. You lose. Nice try. But I've never actually been a dick to anyone. And something else used to always happen. Sometimes people would get like one off of a royal flush. You get like 10, jack, queen, king, and then they're just waiting for that ace. And the ace doesn't come up. It comes up as like a 3 or something. And then they'll try to tell me, they'll go, I held an ace, but the machine didn't hold it. And I'll go back, unlock the machine, look at the previous hand, and be like, no, that was a 3, and you didn't hold it. And instead of getting an ace, you got another king. So it didn't work out. You don't win any money. I'm sorry. And they go, oh, that's not what happened when I was looking at it. And I always have to go through the same spiel. Like, listen, gaming is highly regulated here in Nevada. If anyone could pull off these little tricks that you're trying to pull off, they would have been doing it for the past 40 years. And I don't know how you believe that in 2000, whatever year I was working that job, 2016, that suddenly you've found the secret to ripping off slot machines. It's probably not going to work. But I would like to hear your guys' thoughts. Striped Shirt Samurai says, I was a server and I would say bad customers are the worst because you can request another server. I'm kind of, if I had to really answer this question, I would say bad customers are the worst because I've had bad servers and I've had bad customers. Having been on both ends of it, I hate the idea that someone can be a dick to me while they're making money. Because here's what happens. I buy the food. Let's say I'm at Outback. Let's say I'm at Olive Garden. I buy the food, and in some weird way, a small portion of the money I put to that food goes to the server. And a big portion, if I tip, goes to the server. That goes mainly to the server unless they pool tips. But let's say I order food and my entire meal is $35 for just me. Maybe me and Lily go out, $70 altogether. At least some part of that goes to pay her paycheck, her salary, or whatever. I guess she's not on salary. I hope not. Oh, Jesus. Some part of that meal goes to pay them. So then I kind of twist the idea to think like, oh, you're getting paid to talk shit to me. That infuriates me to no end. And I thought this was interesting because last night, me and Lily went to McDonald's. Oh, yeah. Not a place known for their great customer service. But we go in there. I got this quarter pounder. I've never had it before, quarter pounder with bacon. I'm not a big fan of McDonald's. I'm not a big fan of fast food at all. You know, I like In-N-Out. A lot of people say In-N-Out's overhyped. I don't believe that's true. I think In-N-Out is amazing. And if I'm going fast food, I'm going Taco Bell. I like Taco Bell. I think that's one of the greatest fast foods out there. I can't think of very much that can top that. Maybe like Firehouse, but I don't think that's really across the world. Chick-fil-A super bomb, but you got to wait in line. Anyways, we've gotten off topic here. The bacon was outstanding. McDonald's bacon on par. Anyways, so we get to the window. The lady just hands us the bag, close the window. Boom. Like, no time to even say thank you. Here's your food. Slam. Door slam in my face. I look over at Lily like, oh, what a bitch, right? Lily's sitting there like, dude, I wanted fucking ketchup and honey. I don't know why she wanted honey. I think this is about to gross me out. She got a fish sandwich from McDonald's, which, if there was ever proof of a conspiracy of maybe some type of lizard race of people in the world, Lily would be that. If you guys have never seen that Alex Jones fucking shit where there's like lizard people hiding, I think South Park did a joke about it. They called them crab people, and they have like 2 sets of eyelids or whatever. But anyways, she goes to McDonald's. She gets a fish sandwich, disgusting. Orders honey to put honey on the fish sandwich. Even weirder, right? Remember Men in Black when that giant cockroach guy came down and he needed sugar? I feel like that's Lily just eating weird shit out of McDonald's. You need ketchup and fucking honey for a fish sandwich? Those are 3 things I don't like at all. Fish sandwich, honey, ketchup. What are you going to do with that? You know what would be really gross? You blended it all up and drank it like a Slurpee. Oh my God, like a margarita mix. Okay, now if you guys are done throwing up. Froggyman said, I'd say bad servers are worse than bad customers, mostly because where I live, customer service is bad, and people are too polite to be assholes to them. I feel like that ends up being sort of my stance. You know, I feel like I'm just such a badass in my mind, and oh, fuck you, dude, you fucking get in my face, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. Like, that's Steve-O at the bar sometimes. But when it's at the restaurant, it's kind of like, oh, I want more Parmesan cheese, but I don't want to ask. I wonder if they have crushed red pepper. I don't know. I'm going to wait for them to come here. I remember the person's name, but I don't want to wave them down. Also, I feel really rude if I raise my hand. Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't like doing that. Plus, I'm getting food. I'm enjoying myself. It's never uncomfortable, right? It's never like, oh, I need crushed red pepper or I'm going to shit my pants and be sad about my life. It's like, this pasta would be slightly better with a little bit of crushed red pepper. Slightly better. Not enough for me to wave someone down and possibly have them be annoyed. I had a boss I used to work with. Actually, this was at the slot machine job. And I would never go to a fast food place with him. And my coworkers told me earlier to never do that. He was one of those guys. He was kind of like the homeless guy trying to trick you for the dollar. He would order the wrong shit and then pretend he didn't order the wrong shit. And he would always act like it was a complete accident. But after like our 3rd or 4th time going to lunch, it's like, dude, you're fucking this order up on purpose in hopes to get a discount. You fucking cheap bitch. I hated that guy. I still hate him so much. It was one of the greatest jobs ever because I was super lazy and I got to learn a lot about, you know, a trade that you can't just learn about online, repairing slot machines. But that boss made the job so goddamn terrible. And he was just such a dick to everyone all the time. It was basically my job at that job to clean up his messes. We had clients who would basically rent slot machines off of us to have in their smoke shop or in their convenience store. And whenever there was some sort of discrepancy, if they're not getting paid enough, he would basically tell these fucking people to go fuck off. And then it'd be up to me to make sure that we didn't lose those accounts because I am a master of the English language. I just go up there, I bring out the paperwork, I say, oh yeah, if you guys think maybe you messed up this thing, it's because this carried over from last week. I would explain it all. I don't know. Froggyman says, 2 days ago, a Russian came to the station I was eating a hot dog at. Oh, shit. Is this a joke? They would accept Euro because they said they had too many fakers. Oh, they would not accept Euro. So he barely understood. They start saying he got 5 minutes or they will call the cops to validate. So I paid for the dude and he gave me €5 more than he was about to pay. See? Isn't it nice when the world could be like that? Also, Jimbo Jones says my friend got $30 in change with $20 because the cashier was slow. Yeah, that's one of the things, right? I always hear raise minimum wage. Minimum wage needs to be raised. I'm totally down. I know this is fucked up to say. I'm totally down with robots taking over fast food because it's basically been proven that humans can't do it. Humans cannot do it, and the humans who can do it go on to do bigger and better things, right? If you're working at Burger King, I feel like a lot of people, they got Arby's in their goal list, all right? They're going straight to Arby's, Five Guys, Taco Bell at the top of the list there. They're not going to stay at Burger King forever because doing things like figuring out change, oh, the price is $4.50, hands you a $5 bill. You sit there going, I don't know what to do, cannot compute, computer's down. I feel like, yeah, fucking fire those people. Raise minimum wage for what? What are you doing? Have you ever seen a fucking spicy chicken sandwich? It's always completely fucking lopsided. It's the saddest shit ever. You ever seen cheese where half the cheese is not touching the burger? It's like, this was your job. Burger, drop the cheese. Job done. Here's $8. There you go. Enjoy it. But instead, they can't even pull that off. Dropping the cheese onto the burger. No, they can only do that with a $4 raise. That's what's needed. Anyways, let's do one more topic that I came up with. Then we'll jump into the news real quick. This podcast is really getting away from me. We're sliding all over the place. I saw the other day, I know this is an old clip, but I saw 50 Cent try to throw a ball at a baseball game, and he was unable to throw the ball across, I don't know, maybe 30 feet to a catcher. And it made me think to all the friends that I have who you'll throw like your car keys to them, and they have no idea what to do. They just panic and let the keys hit them. It's like this weird fucking Sandlot rerun. And listen, guys, I didn't have a dad as a kid. I didn't have anyone to teach me how to catch. But I feel like throughout the years, at some point, you know, you could just crumple up a paper ball, throw it up in the air and catch it yourself and learn how to have just a basic, like, hand-eye coordination. You don't need to be able to dive and catch a pop fly while it's going over the fence or anything like that. But the idea that there's people out there who you throw, what do people throw a lot? Maybe you throw a bottle cap, here, throw this away, or something like that, or you throw a beer. That's a good one that gets thrown a lot. Like, hey, let's say you're on the lake or whatever, and there's a boat over there, and you go, hey, toss me a beer, and you toss it. Can you imagine 50 Cent trying to just be a normal person, toss a beer to another person on a boat? He can't even do it when the ground is fucking level. Imagine 50 Cent wiggling around trying to throw a beer to his buddy. It's weird to me that people like that exist. And if that's you, if you're listening to this podcast or watching live right now, fucking go get a tennis ball. They come in packs of 3. Play by yourself. Go to a wall in your room, throw it against the wall, let it bounce, come back, catch it. And I feel like it's going to benefit you later in life, no matter what you do. Okay, you could be working at Subway, you could be working construction, you could be working at fucking the Dow Jones. God damn it, somebody's going to throw a pen at you, and if you just let it hit you in the chest and go, oh, I'm all thumbs today, it's just, I think it's going to build confidence too. I watched a video the other day of a fucking regular old baseball game, and in the middle of the innings or whatever, the team just spreads out, plays catch with some random kid in the audience, in the crowd. And it's like, dude, where do these people come from that can't throw or catch? Also, 50 Cent spends, thousands of dollars on workouts and trainers and food and shit. What are you doing? Fucking, and I'm not saying it's just him, because I've seen this shit over the years. I've seen plenty of people come in and out of my life because guess what, motherfucker? You can't throw or catch. You're getting right the fuck out of my life. But yeah, I thought it was weird, and I wanted to see if you guys had any theories as to how that person is born, right? Maybe they played video games for their entire life, but even video games, You know what it is. Video games have changed. Back in the day, be like, hey, throw me that controller. Throw it, catch it. Hey, throw me that cartridge, that game. I want to play Mario Brothers 3. Boom, catch it. Easy. But now you know what it is. Maybe it's all the Fortnite. You know, they can fucking, they'll 360 no-scope the shit out of you. But as soon as you throw a fucking baseball at them, they cower in fear. Man, I don't know. I just thought that was weird. It's something we never talked about, and I see that GIF every so often, every few weeks, every couple months, 50 Cent trying to throw a ball. I believe, like, here's my thing. I'm, like, very dominantly right-handed. I can only throw right-handed. But if I put a ball in my left hand, I can throw you some shit. I can get the ball to you. I can throw the beer to you with my I'm holding my camera in this hand. I got a beer in this hand. I can toss the beer. And that's with no practice whatsoever, ever. With the left hand. Left hand has never done any catching or throwing in my life. And I can still pull it off. Taiyit says most people don't even play a sport that has a ball being thrown. I'm saying, I never played baseball as a kid. I don't have a baseball or a glove here. But I guarantee you throw a baseball at me, I can catch it. I don't understand it. This is not me just saying I'm so cool because I can catch. It's me just wondering why you can't catch other people. And if you're listening to this and you can't catch or throw, please find yourself a wall. Don't even tell anybody. Just figure it out yourself. You'll be like Goku training in the hyperbolic chamber all by yourself. No one has to know. You don't have to brag. Just figure it out. Boom. Throw it against the wall. Catch it one-handed. Then try to catch it left-handed. Then catch it right-handed. Next thing you know, you're going to be in high school one day and somebody's going to be like, hey, here, take the Jaguar. Throw some keys. And this other jock's going to be ready to grab him, but you're going to be like, no, bow, snatch it out the air. Yeah, you nerd. The nerd catches it, jumps in the Jaguar, takes off. Fucking the world is a great place. So, speaking of the world being a great place, let's jump into the articles today. Memphis protesters hurl bricks and rocks at police, injuring 36 officers in outrage over a man's death. I read this article, and I immediately believed that some innocent, unarmed black man who was not committing a crime probably was killed again in this country, something that happens all the time. So we scroll down, and haven't read this whole article, but I'm not sure if that's the case because I did try to skim through it. At least 36 officers and deputies were injured in the melee Wednesday night, police said Thursday. All those hospitalized have been released. Okay, dude, so it wasn't... Okay, fucking article. Don't say 36 people were injured if they all immediately got released. That's not a real injury. A real injury lasts 2 days. Okay, I already know where this is going to be biased already. They're going to pretend that black people are terrible and the fucking cops are the greatest. Like, fucking 36 people got injured, but no one was injured enough to stay a day? Get the fuck out. Or what, somebody stubbed their fucking toe? 3 people have been charged with disorderly conduct, and one of them also with inciting a riot. Okay. The turmoil came after U.S. Marshals shot and killed a man Wednesday night in the North Memphis neighborhood of Frazier. Frazier boy. Marshals were trying to stop 20-year-old Brandon Weber, who was wanted on multiple warrants outside a home. As Weber was getting into a vehicle, the warrants pertained to a June 3rd incident, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Weber reportedly rammed his vehicle into the officers' vehicles multiple times before exiting with a weapon. The officers fired, striking and killing the individual. No officers were injured. Now, if that's the real story, I don't think people should be really that upset and ready to riot. Somebody rammed into a police car and got out with a weapon. They didn't say what the weapon was, so maybe they're lying. But if he exited the vehicle with a gun, I say, hey, you end up getting killed, man. That's what fucking happens. And a lot of people will immediately make this into a race thing. But also, a lot of people will see this happen, post it on Facebook, and not learn anything from it. And I feel like that is blatantly demonstrated by the fact that you'll see this happen and then go outside and throw a fucking rock at a cop. Okay? You see a guy get killed for trying to escape his warrant, ramming into a police car, getting out with a weapon, and then gets killed. So then you grab a rock and throw it at a cop, not expecting to possibly get killed. And I don't think that should be what happens. You know, obviously, I don't think anyone really deserves to die. I just always use the argument, don't be surprised. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of surprised faces when some cop gets knocked the fuck out with a rock and his partner shoots the person dead who did it. And I don't think people should be surprised by that. And you can't claim that all cops are fucking racist when you're out here injuring cops. I don't know. Also, let's not forget cops. There's black cops too. Right? Let's not forget that. I wonder how they did out there. Why the U.S. Marshals were trying to arrest Weber. Why were they doing that? Weber was wanted for allegedly shooting a man in Hernando and stealing his car. So he potentially shot a man, stole his car. Weber had answered a social media ad regarding a vehicle. John Champion, district attorney for Mississippi, told reporters Weber and the man selling the car went on a test drive, and while they were switching places, Weber shot the victim 5 times. So, wait, he killed somebody? Or he shot him 5 times and they're okay? The car's owner identified Weber in a photo lineup. Okay, wait, this is what the protest is over? Hernando warrants were for aggravated assault, armed robbery, conspiracy to commit armed robbery. Authorities say Weber was driving a red Infiniti during Wednesday night's incident, the same vehicle stolen in the Hernando crime. So, let's just replay this out, unless this article's lying, because this article could very well be lying or get some shit wrong. But let's say if this is right, this guy gets in a car, kills a guy, shoots him 5 times, maybe doesn't kill him, shoots a guy 5 times, point blank in the car, steals the car, rams said car into police as they're trying to apprehend him, gets out of said car with maybe the gun that he killed the guy, or shot him with 5 times, and then that guy gets shot and killed by police. Is anyone fucking surprised here? Is this really like, you know, no one should be killed, right? And if you don't want to be killed, you shouldn't be doing shit like this. I feel like, where's the protest for the guy that he shot 5 times? Where are all the people throwing rocks at this criminal, right? If the guy just trying to sell his car would have got shot and killed for doing nothing more than trying to sell his car, would Memphis be throwing rocks at this criminal? Saying, I can't believe you killed him. I can't believe you killed him. What the hell, man? What the hell? No. They would just say, fucking, that's life. That's life in Memphis, dog. Oh, protesters unleash anger towards a different agency. Police in Memphis said upset residents misdirected their anger. U.S. Marshals were involved in a fatal officer-involved shooting. MPD went to the scene to assist them and to contain the scene. For some reason, they turned their anger towards the Memphis Police Department. So, wrong department, wrong group of police got the brunt of this protest. I guess, you know what it is? This is this gang mentality of, oh, black guy died, I just want to fuck some shit up. Right? I'm not trying to be racially insensitive, but that's really what this is. I got all my homies together, a black guy died, let's go fuck up some cop cars and maybe smash some windows. And while we're at it, maybe we'll steal a couple TVs. Oh, now it just became really racist. I'm sorry. It's just a joke, guys. Fucking get over it. Squad car was damaged in the protests Wednesday in the North Memphis neighborhood of Frazier. The police director and mayor lauded. Lauded? What is lauded? Applauded? Oh my God, is he trying to say applauded? The police director and mayor lauded Memphis officers for keeping their composure. That's got to be the word applauded. But there's no AP or APP. How do you spell applauded? However you spell applauded, it's not spelled, it doesn't start with an L. Let me just say that right now, goddammit. Gabriella must have changed. Speaking of changing departments, Gabriella must have changed departments. No Quarter said lauded is a thing. TGPVT says laud is a word. Am I dumb? Is everyone going to turn on me? Can we throw some rocks and break some windows because Ninja Lifestyle doesn't know the fucking word lauded, please? I don't know what that means. You know what we're going to do, boys? We're going to Google the word lauded. Lauded definition. Send. Lauded. Highly praised or admired. Okay. So lauded is a word. It means the same thing as applauded. Highly praised or admired. Like as if you were going to clap for someone. Applauded. Oh my God. What an idiot. Wow. Ninja Lifestyle doesn't know the word lauded. I'm going to use, you know what? For my homework assignment, I'm going to use the word lauded 3 times during tonight's festivities. I'm going to probably go out and drink some beers with my friends, Ace and John. I'm going to say, wow, I really laud this beer. It just tastes good, really hoppy. Nice. Back to the article. I'm impressed by their professionalism, whatever. The neighborhood is victimized. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Weber was a 2017 graduate. Scroll down. My heart is broken over the news regarding the death of Brandon Weber. Central Principal Greg McCullough said, I remember that he was a very talented art student. He seemed to really love his experience at Central High, and he engaged well with others. Until he was shooting them, stealing their cars. Right? Are we gonna leave that out? Because I feel like that would be like the president being like, oh yeah, that mass shooter over in Europe, man, he was a good student, man. My heart's really broken that he got killed. What do you mean? This guy's a murderer, right? As a criminal, killer, cold-blooded killer, shot a guy 5 times. I'm deeply saddened that you know what? You know who's deeply saddened? The family of the guy that just got shot and fucked up. Unless that's him. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. I do try to read through these really quickly. I don't know. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on this. And if there's some details that this website's not telling us about, CNN, I can't imagine. I mean, it does happen, but I can't imagine that an entire neighborhood filled with angry people is going to just mob and destroy police cars based on what this article's saying. I mean, it could happen, but I have a little bit more faith in people. I don't feel like they would be doing that. There must be something, maybe some conspiracy. Maybe the cop didn't tell the right story. Maybe he did not have a gun. Maybe it was planted. Or maybe it's the wrong guy. That would be a really sad story if the guy that shot somebody and stole his car was a different guy and this guy just happened to have the same style of car. That would be a really, really unfortunate situation, wouldn't it? Situation. Next article, a woman accused of pushing a man off Las Vegas bus to remain on house arrest. We're not going to read this, but her lawyer thinks that when he was pushed off the bus and completely collapsed and looked dead on the street, that it's not murder. When you push somebody and then they die, I would say that's murder. And I'm still wondering, this is just an update from last week when we talked about this. I'm just wondering how this woman is free, how she's allowed to be free. It makes me so angry when I hear about just bad things happening to kids and bad things happening to old people. If you would have pushed somebody off the bus and, 24-year-old breaks their arm, I'd have been like, oh, fuck, fucking cares, break your arm. You should have been a dick on the bus. But somebody died. Somebody's grandpa died because you were a piece of shit. And you shouldn't be allowed to be free right now. She can go have a slice of pizza right now. I don't feel like you should be allowed to have a pizza or any good food or watch TV. Yeah, I don't think you should be allowed to have fun right now. Anyways. Mom arrested after she stormed into an elementary school, yelled at son's alleged bullies. We talked about this, and I'm actually kind of upset that this mom is in jail, or went to jail, or got in trouble at all. Let's quickly skim through this. A South Carolina woman was arrested after she entered her son's elementary school without permission and yelled at a group of children. The woman, identified as Jamie Rathburn, said she was upset over the alleged bullying of her 3rd grade son. According to an arrest warrant, the mom approached the kids who were seated in a hallway and began yelling at them while pointing her finger in a threatening manner. She's also accused of using profanity inside the school directed at a teacher. We talked a little bit about this last week. Here's what you do. You call the school and you say, hey, fix this. Hey, principal, fix this. My kid's getting bullied. Then you call the teacher. Hey, my kid's getting bullied. Fix this. Then you talk to your kid. Hey, try not to get bullied. Try to fuck those people up. Kick them in the balls or something like that. Don't let them bully you. Then you call the fucking principal again. And when nothing fucking seems to work, you got to go in there and raise some fucking hell. And I don't know. I like it. We're not going to read this whole article. I'll read it later. I do kind of want to quickly skim through the rest of the podcast because we got kind of long-winded here. Next article. Cancer patient who ordered 42 pounds of THC chocolates to self-medicate sentenced to 4 years in prison. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm a little bit skeptical. I am not a big fan of chocolates, but I am a big fan of, potato chips. And never in my life have I bought 42 pounds of potato chips. Also, occasionally I get headaches when I wake up. We got aspirin, Advil, whatever, ibuprofen. I've never bought 42 pounds of it. It's kind of like a medicine, right? Helps me get through my life. I never bought 42 pounds. Anyone who buys 42 pounds of anything, even slightly drug-related, feel like it's probably doing something shady. Just because he has cancer doesn't mean you get to be a drug dealer, right? If you did, that'd be a pretty interesting life. A suburban Chicago. A suburban Chicago cancer patient who ordered a 42-pound package of THC-infused chocolates from a California dispensary to self-medicate has been sentenced to 4 years in prison. Wait, when did this happen? A long time ago? He pleaded guilty to possession of more than 5,000 grams of cannabis, a felony that carried a prison term from probation to 15 years. Why just give this guy probation? Take his fucking weed. Where does he get all this money? Because if you're buying that shit from California, that had to be like fucking $20,000 worth of shit. How much is a pound of chocolate? How much is a pound of weed? I don't know anything about weed. If anyone can help me in the chat, this is my weed face. Let me know how much you think 42 pounds of weed cost. Or 42 pounds. Actually, you know what? Chocolate, THC infused chocolates, probably worth more per pound than the actual plant. Because a lot goes into that, right? They have to fucking break it down into pure cannabis, THC bullshit, infuse it with the chocolates, right? Am I overcomplicating this? There's no way they just drop fucking weed into the chocolate and then fucking make it into a bar. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Kamek says the 37-year-old Franzen has stage 4 cancer and was using chocolates to relieve himself from symptoms such as nausea. He's due in court June 14th when he will present results of new medical tests to show Judge Clint Hull, who will decide when he will begin serving his prison term. I don't like this. Stage 4 means you're about to fucking die. You're gonna make this guy die in jail. I don't think that's fair. I know that we have rules, and I know that we have laws, but I feel like exceptions can and should be made for shit like this. Not because you have cancer, but just because who wins here, right? Who's the winner? Who's gonna see this guy go to jail and go, oh wow, man, I gotta not do that? He's just gonna go in there just to die? Doesn't get to see his friends or family, just die alone in jail. Why? Because he wanted to eat fucking weed chocolate? Not fair. Not fair in my opinion. Next article. Woman critically hurt, dog dies after hit and run crash in North Las Vegas. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you can see the video. This car hits this woman and her dog and then drives away. Flips her the fuck, smashes her with the side of the car. Dog dies and then gets away. And it fucking makes me so angry that this could happen. There was a crash on my street the other day. Last Saturday, I was sitting watching UFC, heard a loud boom, pow. Fucking house shook. I thought somebody did one of those homemade bombs, threw them in the street. I go outside, I'm looking around. Everybody's fucking standing outside just looking at shit. I can't see because there's like a tree in the way, but then I lean over and I see, oh man, this car is fucking totaled. Wheel is completely broken off. And then I look to my left and I see, oh, there's the car that hit it. His wheel also completely broken off. Both cars totaled. And I guess the guy got up and fucking dipped off, came back. Had his car not been undrivable, I'm pretty sure that guy would have fucking crashed into this nice white Mustang and drove away. He would have been totally cool with that. And the fact that that can happen makes me really angry. I don't think I could ever do that. Although there was a time when I was a teenager, I watched a car's axle break. Boom, broke at night. And sparks flying everywhere right in front of me on this small road. It wasn't like a dirt road like 10 miles outside of Vegas. It was just on a 2-lane road with not a lot of traffic. So I saw that shit happen. Boom, broke down, axle broke, shit's flying over everywhere. And I just said, drove around him and left. That's not a hit and run. That's me seeing a car get fucked up and not staying. But equally fucked up. I don't feel guilty for that because I'm sure they were fine. Somebody came in, probably fixed them up. They were fine. I just didn't want to be involved in that shit. It was like midnight. I had to get back home. Curfew was up. I was going to get in trouble. I didn't want to get in trouble. Don't get grounded. Don't get grounded. I want to be allowed to play Mario 64. I had to get out of there. Man. Priorities. Next news article. Oh, needles. Here we go. Homeless woman sticks man with syringe at Taco Bell drive-thru. Lily told me this is her worst fear. This is her worst nightmare, that she would be looking at a homeless person. They would just lose their fucking mind because some bums here are absolutely fucking crazy. And in their deranged, angry, rioting rage, they would pull out a fucking used hepatitis AIDS syringe and stab Lily. That's her fucking nightmare. It's my nightmare too. But you stab me with a needle, I'm killing you on the street. There's not going to be a cop that can save you. A trip to get some fast food in the Midway district turned into a nightmare after an encounter with a homeless woman and a syringe. They say it says it like they were separate. Like the homeless woman walked up and then a big syringe walked up and said, "Hey, how's it going?" Just before noon last Thursday, Ralph Bedeau was Ralph Bedeau was in the drive-through line at a Taco Bell on Midway Drive. It was busy lunch hour. Oh, during the day? Oh my God. He ordered but had to wait. Once he reached the pay window, as he waited, he saw a homeless woman in her 40s about 25 feet away. She was rambling, throwing her hands up, talking to herself. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is exactly what happens here. People talk to themselves, fucking dancing. I tried to do Flat Bar Friday the other day. I went to that same lot where I always used to film it with the trees in the background. There's tweakers everywhere, dancing, talking to themselves. Somehow they'd put a couch in that lot. Just open lot. No one's supposed to be there. No business is there. Just a bunch of fucking tweakers hanging out. Fucking pissing me off anyways. He said the woman hit the hood of the window of a bus in the parking lot before she headed towards him. She kind of hit my mirror and started rambling. I said, "Do you need something?" I don't know if that's when something triggered. Bedeau's driver's side window was open. His arm was resting there. All of a sudden, she pulled up her left hand, which had a bag and a syringe with a needle sticking out. She pushed my hand into the car, and when she pushed my hand, the syringe entered my hand. Holy shit. The woman then smacked his window and wandered off. Disbelief. Hoping you're going to wake up from this. It'd be great if he got injected with a bunch of fucking heroin and just fucking nodded out. As the shock wore off, the new father thought of his 6-month-old son. Hold on a second. I know it's a dangerous old lady. This is why everyone needs a gun in their car. Okay? I'm not saying that he should have shot her, but I'm just saying if it would have happened, I wouldn't have protested. There'd be no riot from me. One more crazy fucking dangerous person off the street. You know what happens with these crazy wandering old weird drug addicts? They wander into the street. Good Samaritan tries to avoid hitting them, spirals out, kills a normal person who might have a job and a life and a kid just because this fucking drug addict weirdo can't get their fucking life together. And I know it's hard, and I do have a little bit of sympathy for some drug addicts, but when you get this fucking far off the deep end to where you're wandering around at Taco Bell to the point where you want to fucking stab somebody with a needle, I won't be that upset if you just die. I wouldn't be that upset. Bill Burr voice. I wouldn't fucking care. I wouldn't give a fuck if you fucking died. Doesn't fucking matter to me. Oh, man. He then says, if I did contract something, how's that going to change my life with my son? How is this going to change my length of life? Bedeau must undergo 7 months of blood tests to rule out a myriad of diseases, including hepatitis and HIV. The uncertainty is nerve-wracking. A trip to Taco Bell should not end with a life-changing event, said Bedeau. Now that I don't know if I agree with. I don't know if you guys have ever had the Taco Bell shits, but if you've ever blasted your asshole out because of some Taco Bell food, that certainly is a life-changing event, or at least a day-changing event. You might have to change your plans for the next day or two. That's all I got for the news today. We are going to wrap this up. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would like some tips in the comments. I need to light up my skateboard area. I need to find a place to skate. I'm getting a new camera. I'm getting new lenses. I'm planning on putting out a lot of skateboard footage during this hot summer, but I absolutely cannot do it during the day. So I'm going to have to give up and spend a little bit of cheddar, a little bit of scratch, new camera, new lens, something that works better in low light, and try to figure out either a power source or something that works, because I got a lot of comments that said, oh, you want to skate at night? Oh, just use a light. Okay, Jesus Christ. It makes me, it really annoys me when people say something super fucking obvious in a comment as if like, oh, okay, I'll just use a light. Like, listen, idiot, there's not always something to plug it into. Oh, you just use a generator. Oh, that would ruin my fucking audio. How about before anyone ever comments on anything trying to help me do something ever, how about think it through? This is what I like to do. I do it when I'm thinking about maybe getting into argue with somebody, or when I'm debating. I say things like this. I say, oh, I would say this, but then you would probably say this, so I would respond to that. And I sort of think out the conversation, how it might go, so I can be prepared for the next answer. I feel like YouTube comments never happen like that. I need to figure out how to skate a light. No, just use a light. Okay, there was no forward thinking in that whatsoever. I don't fucking know. I got to figure out maybe some type of big battery pack that can power a light, because I have lights. I use lights right now. I have 2 lights shining on me right now. I've lived my entire life in daylight thanks to fucking Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, whoever the fuck did it. I know what the fuck a light is, okay? That doesn't mean I could just magically fucking Lingardia Leviosa create a fucking light and make it become powered. Like, what the fuck? What do you guys... anger, rage, and fucking rage-fueled fucking fury. That's all I got for you guys for today's podcast. If you liked it, make sure to tell a friend. We want this podcast to grow. We do this podcast every single Friday, right around 3:30, 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. If you showed up late, don't worry. You can catch the podcast on YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, maybe some other things right around 7 a.m. Pacific on Sunday. So definitely check it out then if you got a long ride to work, or maybe you know somebody who works in a warehouse who gets bored or whatever. Recommend the podcast to them so that we can grow. Also, I put out 4 to 5 YouTube videos all the time, so subscribe to that shit. Follow me here on Twitch. Shout out to Connor for following today. Also, shout out to the Valentine99 for following today. And extra humongous shout out to Venus Dietrap for donating $5. He writes, "Sup Ninja, I'm in Vegas at the moment. I have tomorrow night if you want to get a 211 before then. I'm headed to Battlefield Vegas right now." Holy shit. Thank you, Venus Dietrap. Sorry I didn't see you in the chat today, but let's grab some drinks. I will definitely contact you either right here on Twitch or on Discord. Thank you guys all for hanging out. Let me shout out everybody here that I see in the chat. Jimbo, Froggerman, Buttsbot, Rokes, No Quarters, Jimbo Jones. Thank you to Jimbo Jones for the follow. Also, Striped Shirt Samurai is also here. That is my friend Mevin. He has just created his very first Twitch account. Oh, we're so proud of him. He's going to start streaming, and I need you guys to try to help him be better at streaming because it's going to make him a better person in life. Solid Socks, thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate everyone for being here. This podcast is nothing without you guys, so you guys are the true MVPs. Venus, I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out, and don't drink too much, but don't drink too little. Let's play that motherfucking intro now. Goddamn it, motherfucker, what? You gonna stab me with some Taco Bell syringe? Not today.